3 true horror stories that will keep you awake tonight. The knocking at 3:17 a.m. horror story. It was 3:17 a.m. when Daniel suddenly woke up to 3 slow knocks on his bedroom door. Knock, knock, knock. He lived alone. Daniel sat up and stared at the closed door. After a few seconds, he whispered, "Who is it?" There was no answer. Another 3 knocks came. This time Daniel heard a woman's voice. "Daniel, open the door." His blood ran cold. The voice sounded exactly like his mother. But his mother had died 8 years earlier. Daniel grabbed his phone and turned on the flashlight. The hallway outside was completely dark. Daniel refused to open the door. Then his phone vibrated. A message appeared from his mother's old number. "Don't open it. I'm in the woods." At that exact moment, something scratched slowly across the bedroom door. Daniel stayed awake until sunrise. When he finally opened the door, there were 3 muddy handprints on the outside. The passenger in the back seat horror story. Ethan was driving home after his final passenger when he saw a woman standing beside the road. She wore a long black coat and had wet black hair covering most of her face. Ethan stopped. She quietly entered the back seat. "Where to?" Ethan asked. She pointed toward an abandoned farmhouse. For several minutes, the woman said nothing. Ethan looked at her through the rearview mirror. She was staring directly at him. Suddenly she whispered, "You shouldn't have stopped." Ethan's hands tightened around the steering wheel. "What do you mean?" The woman slowly pointed behind him. "Because he's already in your car." Ethan slammed the brakes. He turned around. The woman was gone. The back door was still locked. He immediately drove to the nearest police station. When officers checked the car, they found muddy footprints on the back seat. There was one more disturbing detail. The footprints were facing toward the driver's seat. Ethan never drove that highway again. The room that wasn't their horror story. Sarah moved into an old apartment building on a rainy Friday night. Her landlord gave her one strange warning. "Don't worry if you hear footsteps upstairs." Sarah laughed. "There is no apartment upstairs," he added. That sentence stayed in her mind. At exactly 2:44 a.m., Sarah heard footsteps above her ceiling. Slow footsteps. Step, step, step. She checked her phone. 2:44 a.m. The footsteps stopped directly above her bed. Then something dragged across the floor. Sarah grabbed her flashlight and went into the hallway. At the end of the corridor, she noticed a door she had never seen before. Sarah slowly opened the door. Behind it was a dusty, empty room. On the wall hung an old photograph. It showed the same hallway. Sarah stepped closer. In the photograph, she saw herself standing exactly where she was. But behind her was a tall, shadowy figure. Sarah turned around. Nothing was there. She looked back at the photograph. The figure was now standing beside her. The lights went out. The next morning, Sarah moved out. The landlord later told her that the mysterious room had burned down 20 years earlier, and no one had rebuilt it. Bleeding Weekend. Real stories. Real fear. Real nightmares.